Hey, what's up, family? It's your girl Tay Jordan, and I am doing a test run right now for my podcast. I will be implementing a podcast into my new website titled theblackjuice.com. I just launched it last week. Got really great responses to my first article, which is a Kendrick Lamar piece in response to the senseless article written by a complex magazine blogger or writer, whatever. And so basically, this is a test run. I'm not familiar with podcasts or Google Hangouts. I just want to make sure that I have the technology squared away and ready to go and make sure everything is compatible for when I actually do the weekly installments of my podcast. So I got a request from a Twitter follower. Actually, I will give that person a shout out. I'll pull it up to see who it was. This person, she requested that I read this Kendrick Lamar article on a podcast and basically record the audio of me reading it. I'm not gonna find that; it's so far down. Anyway, I listened, and this is for you. Um, so yeah. Uh, Anyway, so let's go ahead and start with that. Sorry, I'll get you a shout out the next time. It's November 2015, and Kendrick Lamar's album To Pimp a Butterfly is the center of discussion in hip hop 8 months after its release. A hip hop writer or blogger or whatever you want to call him penned an article full of senseless criticism earlier this month about K Dot's latest release. What made him bring up such criticism 8 months later beats me, but I want to talk about that and all the black folks that seem to agree with him. I am so full of emotion and disappointment with the hip hop community and young black people that I do not even know where to begin to start. First, let me talk about To Pimp a Butterfly showcasing what is referred to as overwhelmingly blackness. What the hell does that even mean? When you are used to soda and nuggets or hamburger helper, a filet mignon offering will probably be taken for granted or sadly even underappreciated and rejected. The current state of hip hop, minus a limited few, offers plenty of fattening and unhealthy options, while the nutritious and healthy content is harshly and unfairly criticized, such as To Pimp a Butterfly. Now, I get it. Music is subjective and everyone's taste varies, but damn, if you are going to criticize something, at least make sense while doing it. Otherwise, you are doing nothing more than talking out of the side of your neck and making a fool of yourself. Drake and Future, though I respect those artists and their started from the bottom stories, they clearly have black people in a mental trap and a maze of confusion that we can't seem to shake. None of you need to be screwing up some commas. None of you really are the plug for anything, so stop it. I get it. Everyone wants to turn up, flex, and feel good. Who wouldn't? Artists like Fetty Wap, Future, Drake, Young Thug, and countless others routinely provide that I ain't trying to think right now content, and that's what's appreciated and celebrated. It's light, it sounds good in the whip, even better in the club, perhaps even providing an escape from the harsh realities of I can't breathe, hands up, don't shoot, and hashtag Black Lives Matter, and the other unfortunate but familiar truths to all of Black America. To Pimp a Butterfly is different, much different. It's not for radio. It wasn't made with monetary motives. It's not the label's preference. It actually was Kendrick's attempt to reach his brothers and sisters, but we as a people let his message fall on deaf ears. I mean, I don't even know how Kendrick got Interscope and good old buddy Jimmy Iovine to release such content. This album is full of complexities, dualities, conflicts, inconsistencies, and perspectives. K. Dot expresses deep storytelling over unconventional beats as he guides his listeners into his most inner and deeper thoughts. An artist of his magnitude hasn't delivered such a revolutionary album since the great Tupac Shakur. On songs like Mama, Institutionalized, and I, he delves deep into Black plight but also Black excellence and understanding. He loses himself while attempting to find himself in hopes that we too can find ourselves. He reveals his internal conflicts and puts them all on display for us all to deconstruct as it relates to our own personal bigger pictures. To Pimp a Butterfly was a wake-up call that went unanswered by masses. If the album review shows us anything, it shows us how mentally stagnant and immobile we are in Black America. They say the truth will set you free, but clearly the truth is too real and uncomfortable to stomach for many. We don't know what to do with it, so we bash it. Oftentimes, we don't have to wait for white America to do that. We do it to ourselves. Kendrick expresses high emotions and resentment on the Tupac-like track, The Black and the Berry. On this track, he bodies the beat start to finish while revealing an exhaustion and discontent that many Black youths from inner cities across America can relate to. This is a quote from Black and Berry track. You hate me, don't you? You hate my people. Your plan is to terminate my culture. You're freaking evil. I want you to recognize that I'm a proud monkey. You vandalize my perception but can't take my style from me. I'm so flabbergasted at the intense disapproval of this album, I may not just talk hip hop with anyone for the rest of the year. Did you actually hear what Kendrick rapped on hood politics? Did the metaphors and double meanings of this album go over your head? In this microwavable society and generation, K-Dot may have intellectually outreached a lot of rap audiences. No shade intended. The funk influences on the production threw many listeners off, but are your ears that accustomed to heavy bass lines from Metro Boomin and kick drums from DJ Mustard that you miss the substance within his bars? Brother, sister, that's unfortunate. To the great Jay-Z, do you fools listen to music or do you just skim through it? Kendrick offers complex, intricately written, and brutally honest bars on the whole album as he attempts to resonate with the inner depths of Black America by attacking the inner fabric of not only our realities and mentalities, but also those of America at large. This album was a packaged, signed, sealed, and delivered piece of art and social commentary that was left unanswered because no one answered the door, and now 8 months later is being returned to sender because the addressee couldn't handle the contents of the package. This is profoundly disappointing and upsetting. If a non-Black person criticizes it, okay, that's fair. Maybe it's a lot to take in. You know, the truth hurts, especially when it's threatening your privilege. You know, what the great Nas once said, people fear what they don't understand, hate what they can't conquer. Guess it's just a theory of man became a monster. All right, I was about to fluff for real. Anyway, back to Black America. Shame on you for not realizing this album's place in history and Kendrick's genius. Kendrick's no Mandela, Malcolm, or Martin, but he certainly has rhymed his way into a place of significant influence, and To Pimp a Butterfly was his platform to reach the world. How did he get here? Section 80 was his pre-commercial success, but since then there's been numerous features, accolades, Billboard charts, and awards. History shows that he was supposed to change his flow in his content. I mean, To Pimp a Butterfly is not what an artist of Kendrick's magnitude is supposed to release. It's harsh, it's witty, it's radio unfriendly, it's empowering, it's violent, it's angry, it's dense, it's simply not happy. It's a perfect illustration of everything that's wrong. But on songs like Complexion and I, Kendrick offers solutions and self-remedies that we as Black people can exert. Somehow, someway, we all miss that. The fact that Kendrick released such an album at such a paramount point in his career is commendable and unusual. Many artists come out spitting realness, then they achieve commercial success, and we never hear the real from them again. We all have seen it happen to the best of them. You know, Kanye started off with All Falls Down and Jesus Walks, then Kim K came into the picture, and now he hasn't rapped the same since. Drake came out the gate with So Far So Gone, but now he raps about his hotline bling. Jigga said, and I quote, if skills sold, truth be told, I'd probably be lyrically tied lip quali. Truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense, but I did famil ain't been rhyming like common sense. When your truth got that much in common, you've been hustling since. All right, I was gonna keep going, but you get my drift. Now, I'm not here to call any of them sellouts. That's beyond the point. The point is that we need to be congratulating Kendrick Lamar and embracing this generation's seed of Tupac Shakur. Either we are all asleep and would like to remain that way, or the fear of embracing such powerful and influential truth is overwhelmingly strong. It's 2015 and Black America is still shook. Many of us would rather live in ignorant bliss instead of unapologetically embracing an artist that puts everything on the line to challenge our mental processes and uplift the way we view ourselves and the way we align ourselves in this country. To Pimp a Butterfly invokes a deeper understanding of things around us. K. Dot probably was thinking that many could relate, but obviously that many is actually just some. As you may as you may be at work and in your comfortable office or serving as the current token at your PWI, predominantly white institution, or driving around in your new Mercedes Benz that you would be paying on for the next 10 years, please sit back and reevaluate your mental and ask yourself how much a dollar costs. If you love hip hop, ask yourself what you love about it. Is it the beats and swag, or is it the true essence and substance? Many of us often complain about the lack of lyrical content and the lack of realness in music, but when an artist pours his heart and soul into this hip hop thing, we condemn him and call his efforts overwhelmingly Black. Newsflash, perhaps you are underwhelmingly Black, and that is where the real problem actually lies. The problem is the lack of consciousness by Black America. The problem is not with Kendrick Lamar and his production selections or his choosing to work with other Black artists such as George Clinton and Ronald Isley. It's one thing to know the truth. It's one thing for you to want the truth and not get it. But it's a total different thing if you receive the truth but close your ears and turn on Rich Homie Quan for an immediate high. How counterproductive and self-destructive is that? This is a quote from Kendrick's song. Make a new list of everything you thought was progress and that bullshit. Your life is full of turmoil. You spoiled by fantasies of who you are. I feel bad for you. I can attempt to enlighten you without frightening you. If you resist, I'll back off and catch a flight or two. That's one of his bars from, a few of his bars from this track, Mama, on To Pimp a Butterfly. You got lost in an illusion and fantasy of foreign whips, champagne sipping, G5 flights, big booty thoughts, and racks that you now seem to be unmoved by reality. In reality, Black America is in trouble, considering the daily occurrences of police brutalities and murders on unarmed civilians. Ferguson and the Mizzou protests showed us how racially divided we are as a nation. Sandra Bland showed us how vulnerable Black women are in this country, and the Black criticism from Black hip-hop fans for To Pimp a Butterfly shows us how unprepared and resistant we are to an artist such as Kendrick Lamar. We clearly prefer him on his A$AP Rocky features. Anything mentally stimulating would kill our vibe. If these walls could talk, they tell you how ridiculous your mentality is. This is theblackjuice.com. Tay Jordan signing off. You guys make sure to follow me on Twitter and IG. On Twitter, I am at Buckets in Music and also at @the_black_juice. Also like the page on Facebook, theblackjuice.com. All right, y'all. Peace and love. Kings and queens, act like it. Got a little winded.